It's Mastermind Business Manuals, number 3. Hey, I woke up Friday morning about 4 a.m. with freaking strep throat. And just now, on the other side of it, I started a 3-day fast this morning to make sure I get rid of all this shit by Wednesday. So hopefully you guys will be doing most of the talking. But today is all about that job site preparation. And it doesn't matter what trade you're in, the beginning of it can all be the same for any industry if you go through the manual. It's just the way that you do something like Ryan painting or garage floors or whatever it is that you're doing, the stucco, the roofing. We all have our own little procedures, whether you buy manuals or you go to like the National Wood Flooring Association has a big meeting this week. They've got their way of doing stuff. It's different than the way I've done it. I learned from guys who've been doing it for 100 years. It's always worked. So I don't want to change. My main thing is always what gives me the highest quality with the least amount of effort with the most amount of profit. That's all I care about. So, and all that has to be written down. But I texted you guys this morning. I want to share some of these screenshots. And this is the reason when I first started thinking about even offering the manuals to the public, to other contractors, I'm like, fuck that, man. These things are like 20 grand. It took me 40 years to put these things together. And here is this is like granite garage floors, and they're telling you it's going to be, to buy into that, you're looking at 193 to 400, and then they kind of break it down: 60 grand just for the name, 46 to 150 for the equipment, wrap the vehicle, 30 to 70 for the equipment and inventory, and then another 45 for operating capital. And here's a couple of other ones like floor covering international. You're looking at 180 to 244, 80 to 114. Mr. Sandless is one of the cheapest, which is 34 to 89. And then all of those. And when you buy into a franchise, look at you'll see one of the video testimonials I have on my YouTube is Brian Pappenberg. We worked as a business coach for a couple of years as he was still in the corporate world in Des Moines, Iowa. And we looked at all different franchises because he wanted to get out of the corporate world and become his own boss. And I was like, dude, what do you want to do? Just tell me what kind of business you want and I'll help you grow it. But he really wanted to buy into the franchise, and he thought he wanted a pizza thing. And I was like, man, that's a lot of freaking work you're going to have to commit to. So he went to like 2 different big events in Vegas, and he ended up settling on Supercuts. And so now I think he has about 15 different locations of Supercuts. Oh. And each Supercut only brings in about 30 grand profit. Oh, wow. So there's no way you could do like one Supercut and think you've made it. But the biggest reason he went with Supercuts is because you didn't have to know how to cut hair. You just needed to know how to hire and manage people. And that's what he had always done in the corporate world. So it really worked. And back then, I really didn't even know construction franchises existed. We started doing work for a company called Paul Davis. And I had asked the guy, I said, well, man, how long have you been doing this? He said, oh, man, I'm into it like 6 months now. I was like, what the fuck? 6 months? He goes, yeah, I used to sell Toyotas. I said, well, how the hell did you get into this? He goes, it's a franchise. And I was like, what? You can't do a franchise with construction. You got to know how to carry a hammer and read a tape measure and all that shit. And he was like, no, man, that's the labor part of it. I just hire guys like you. And I was like, man, I started looking at it and investigating it. And it's crazy. Because when you buy into a franchise, you're really only buying things. It's the name, which really, most of these companies no one knows of. Mr. Sandless may be one of the biggest names, and that's because they're so cheap. They ended up selling a bunch of them and then going bankrupt on a lot of them. So they got both good publicity and negative publicity. But it's definitely not like Taco Bell or McDonald's or Pizza Hut, Domino's, none of that crap.
You have these guys footprints.
Yeah, footprints is
You
another
know,
big one.
those guys, they only the franchise, the guys that buy the franchise, they don't sell that franchise to somebody with a wood floor, like a construction background. They
Yeah.
only sell those franchises to a guys, they come from the restaurant industry or for anywhere else. But now, and what they do is, like you say, they hire the guys to do the work. They sub the guys to do the work, but they don't hire anybody like with the experience, on the construction side.
No. And I could understand why. It's almost like when I would hire guys to work my karate studios, you kind of want the guys with experience, but at the same time, it's like, fuck, then I got to sit there and argue with them. My style is better and beat up on them a little bit every effing day. So that got old real quick. It was a lot easier to teach someone from nothing and move up. And I've been talking to Doug and Charlie and a couple of these guys. I'm off of Facebook for the next 3 months, just reevaluating everything to where I'm not sure if I really even want to work with contractors anymore. As a business coach, it's a lot easier to work with like a hair salon or restaurant, someone who wants a legitimate business. Not that construction isn't a legitimate business, but the construction guys, man, they're too hard headed. They're like, it's their way. It's got to be this, and it's like they don't they don't want to get off the tools. And I'm like, then it's not a business, man. It's like it's extremely frustrating. Um, and that's why I like so you're buying the name, which isn't much, but then you're getting what you really buy when you buy a franchise is their systems, their manuals. Um, And that's what I kept telling guys is like, man, put your manuals together. Because when guys call me and say, oh, man, I got a business to sell. I'm like, all right, well, email me over your manuals. And they're like, what? I'm like, if you don't have manuals, you don't have a business. You definitely got a business to sell. It's like, what do you think you're going to be able to tell me everything and I'm going to be able to remember it when I buy your business? It's like crazy. Michael Gerber back in the late 80s was one of the first people to really bring that to the attention of business owners. He really didn't do a construction book until probably 15 years later. It was designed for businesses because even these mom and pop restaurants, they do the same thing. That they somebody thinks that they can cook, they can save up their money, a lot of money, and then and they start their restaurant and they end up working the restaurant freaking 60, 80 hours. Every kid in the family has to work the restaurant, do the dishes, take be a waiter, waitress, all of that stuff. And they don't have any kind of systems, any kind of marketing, any way to grow the business and get away from it. Uh, so when he first started, it was for legitimate businesses. Uh, and then he realized how desperate contractors needed it. And I think like HVAC and roof roofers, some of the plumbers, I think those guys get the business part a little quicker because I think a lot of those guys freaking buy into they already have the business knowledge and they're looking for a company that they can build and grow. Like Tommy Mello will tell you, he's got the masters in business and yeah, he'll say it didn't really help him and all this other stuff. But in honesty, he knew from the very beginning the difference between a business owner and running a business versus fixing garage doors. Um, One of the guys that I worked with years ago had a master's degree from Chicago and moved out to California. He said he spent a year looking at different industries to see what he wanted to, and he ended up doing hardwood floors. I was like, how the hell did you pick hardwood floors? Who taught you how to install? And he goes, Brian, I don't know how to install that shit. You got to be on your hands and knees. I ain't doing that. uh, but they have the business knowledge. So that's what it is. So did anyone go through man, that's why I keep kind of harping is like, I really want you guys to make these manuals your own. It's like you live and die by the manuals. It's like they're with you all day long. You're going through them all day long. You're highlighting them. You're like, yeah, let's do this. Let's do that. That's what keeps you on time. That's what keeps the cost down. That's what keeps the profit up. All of that. Did anybody go through the job site preparation?
Yes.
Anybody. So I don't have to
You know,
talk.
we do, but for example, today my guy, he got something planned for last week, and that's why I think these things are, important because he just talked to the customers. He went there. He knows, what they have to do. The customer told him use this stain. For example, there was ebony. He got there today. He got the stain and everything, and then he left. He don't even double check that. He just got what this guy told him. Guys finished to apply the stain, and they block with plastic, the area they're gonna be matching. When they remove the plastic, boom, totally different color. It was like a true black the other side.
Mm, mm.
That's why this kind of things. I mean, I understand your point. Like it's hard to work with contractors sometimes because we think. I mean, talking about for me, like when you're talking this, I sometimes I think like, what, I'm doing this. I know all these things, but like you say, I know those things in my head. But what about when I have to, like now I'm here in Charlotte and they are up in Connecticut working, and they still call me to know what they're gonna be doing now. What's the next step? I have to tell them, what they're gonna be doing with that.
Yeah. And then hopefully when so the first two pages in the job site preparation is so 3 days before the project, and it should probably be seven, but you confirm and all materials and supplies are ready. Uh,
Hmm.
and then, God dang, man, it's like I don't know how many times we show up at the shop, head for the get
Hey,
to the
Brian.
job site, anything you're pulling stuff out. You don't have the plastic, you don't have this, you don't have that, and I'm like,
Yep.
how the f can that happen? So it's like now it's like no man, 3 days we know the project, so 3 days before the project, you have to make sure all the material is ready. You
Hey,
call
Brian,
the home.
I have a quick question if I can ask just before I get too far in and I don't. Is this coming from the sales rep and project manager manual, number
Uh,
10?
it's in there, but this is coming straight from the owner's operating manual.
Got it. Okay. That's what I
Yeah,
wanted to know. Thank you.
yeah, but it's in the other one also. But so then it's like call the homeowner, review everything. What time we're going to show up, where we're going to park, if they have pets. Man, it's like, and that's all again. It's because man, you show up, the driveway is full of cars. You don't know where to park. Can you park on the street? Is it street parking? They got pets, they got cats, they got dogs. All of that. I mean, you spend the first 2 hours just trying to figure out where to freaking park. So go over all of that stuff. Make sure the rooms are cleared out. The rooms, that everything's the area. Just the more specific you can be with the homeowner, and all of that was already talked about over the last couple of whatever it was when they agreed on the price and all that stuff. This is just all reminders because again, like it's out of mind, out of sight. But then you arrive at the job site, cover all the walk. For us, we cover all the walkways, the tarps immediately to protect everything. Um, it's just give the illusion that you care about their driveway and their brick and their flowers and their front porch. The better you can do that, the more they're going to think you're doing a great job, whether you are or not. Um, and then the project manager greets the homeowner, reviews the scope of the work, does the before and after or does the before pictures, does the video, again, double checking everything. Um, all of the employees have already watched the video that we did when we were out there doing the consultation. So they already know pretty much what's going on because I like them to think about it a couple of days in advance. It's like, oh yeah, we're gonna do this or that, all of that. And then we do the midday job site video, uh, and that gets sent to the office and me if it looks like something's wrong. So like right now with Caesar down in Charlotte, if he's getting these videos from these guys a couple of times a day, and then the end of the day, work day, is the most important because it's the end of the day. You're showing what got happened, what got done, what you're going to do. Um, Cleaned everything up. The guys went out there. He's done his paperwork, all that stuff. And that video gets uploaded to YouTube. It gets sent to the homeowner. It gets sent to the office. Everybody's looking at it. So someone like Caesar or Ryan, you guys would be able to look at it, and just from the videos, like from the morning, from the lunchtime, and from the afternoon, if everything is on schedule. If everything is going the way it should, and what needs to get done. You can see the video and you can say, "Hey, man, what was going on?" Blah blah blah, and ask those questions. All of that, none of that, all of that stuff that we just went over, none of that has anything to do with what trade you're in. roofing, plumbing. It doesn't. All of that stuff should be done for a well-rounded, well-ran business. Does that make sense? Anybody, or is anybody doing this stuff?
I am currently. I have a right next to my tool checkout sheet on the trailer. I have a laminated sheet that is posted on the walls, and I need to update it, but I have the processes of what we do to set the project up, what we, walking to the door, putting out, whatever to protect the floors, whatever we're doing. Basically, we have a system of doing that. I have one for interior, one for exterior. They're kind of basic, but it's right next to the tool checkout thing. And I ended up doing that because the guys pissed me off so bad on not cleaning up the job site properly, or not, figuring things, simple stuff out when you're first pulling up to the job. So, but it obviously needs to be updated.
Yeah, so it's updated. And those videos for me are like, I just don't see now. If someone could give me a reason not to do the video, because I don't know, not one person, even these homeless guys over here in LA got freaking cell phones with cameras. They could do a freaking video. So there's no reason not to do a minute and a half, 2-minute video and show the office the update and what's going on. And the homeowners love it, man. You're keeping them informed. You're bringing anything to their attention that may be a problem later on. You're getting it out of the way right now. And all of that, again, doesn't matter what your trade is. So after that, go ahead.
Sorry, I was just going to say we've got a process in place as well for if we're working inside somebody's house. We've got I think they're called a turtle mat. We roll the mat out in the hallway of the customer's property, and we take our outdoor shoes off and we put a pair of washing machine bright white Crocs on when we enter the customer's house. So we leave our shoes at the door and we put our Crocs on to go into the house, and then we do a pre-clean survey. So every time we're doing a job, we're looking for, is the carpet fitted correctly? Is there any joints in there? Is there any pre-existing damage? That kind of thing. And every staff member follows this same process. And Sunday before the Monday, the Crocs end up in the washing machine, so they're nice and bright for the following week.
Yeah, and that's yes, and so and hopefully all that stuff is in the manual. Because for me, it's like, man, my pet peeve is the first thing out and the last thing in are the freaking tarps. And the tarps, man, I don't care if you can get them at freaking Harbor Freight. I mean, they're cheap ass tarps, but all you're doing is trying to protect. Like, again, for me, it's visual. But I mean, you should buy a ton of them. Just cover everything. It's like, why not? It just makes the homeowner feel good. And then what about, are you guys doing the videos, or do you like
I've been getting a video testimonial.
I know it sounds overkill when I say 3 videos a day. The first thing in the morning, lunchtime to show the update, and then the afternoon video. One, you like as a business owner, and you got guys working for you, you like to see how clean the job site is being left. And then 2, the homeowners just crazy appreciate it. And then it's just more content for everything, the internet.
I'm struggling to get my employee to do videos. He's got an incentive to get, if he gets a 5-star review on Google, then he gets £5. If he gets a video testimonial, it's a tenner. But even with an incentive in place, he doesn't do it all the time. To be honest, I think he just feels a little bit embarrassed asking the customer for a video.
Yeah, and again, because if you were doing 3 videos a day and you did a video when you went out for the consultation, usually the homeowner is in our videos a couple of times from the very beginning. From the very beginning, the very first video we do when we're out there giving the consultation, like I've said over and over again, I do the whole video and I'm like, hey, Ryan, did I miss anything? No, man, you got it all. And some stuff I forgot about. So when you go to get the video testimonials, it's a lot easier. But the video, for me, the video is like non-negotiable because even if they don't want to talk, and eventually they end up talking, but they definitely don't have to have the selfie stick and be seen in it until they want to move up in the company. Because eventually every employee will have their own little video being introducing themselves to the world. And sometimes it's a group video, sometimes it's a couple of people. And that's as you're growing. Maybe you're sending someone over that, because for us, the project manager who went out and did the consultation is always there getting the guys started, and then introducing the employees. And then, but if it was to the point to where we're sending someone that they haven't met, it's easy to send a video link going, hey, Ryan's going to be over there to get started. And Jeff will be later about 10 o'clock. He's got to pick up some material. Here's a little video introducing Ryan. So they get to see, they get to kind of meet Ryan before he even shows up. And there's no reason, again, not to do those. And that can be on your website, meet the team, to where they meet all the employees anyway.
Uli's been doing the 3 videos a day. So he gets there and, gets one at the start of the project, and he'll do one in the midday and then like the closing day. And he's been uploading those to YouTube and so forth. And I've actually been I'm the one who takes all the intake calls. So when people call in and they either buy a phone or they submit a form online. Today, actually, I just got 2 submissions. We got 2 submissions from our website, and I booked 2 consultations today, which was hallelujah. But I asked them, I said, so I'm assuming you went to our website, so you saw the video, so Uli, who's going to be showing up at your door, correct? And she's like, oh yeah, we watched the video. So
we're looking forward to meeting him.
Exactly. Nice to meet you, and that kind of thing. So it definitely creates a personal rapport for sure.
Yeah, man. And it's like, I still argue with guys about websites and it kills me. And I'm like, dude, I've been doing this since 2004. I've spent tens of thousands of dollars and tested websites. I'm not going to use a website that doesn't work. We've tested and retested and A/B tested, and that system that we have right now that you put together on your website. And I tell people all the time, I'm like, dude, whether you like me or not, I get it. I'm a dick. I understand that, but don't let that harm your business. You don't have to have my company build it. Just tell whoever builds it, say, look, build it like this guy's website. I was like, I don't care. It's just, I know it works. It's worked, man, these last freaking 15 years. It's been phenomenal.
I've been actually using I think it's on one of your manuals, but the email and text format for missed calls. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I actually put it in there as if it's from Uli. So as soon as I got the form in, I immediately send that email. So as one touch point, because in there it says, oh, I'll have someone from my office give you a call. And so today I called the gentleman and he was like, oh yeah, I just got your email kind of thing. So it was like, I was like, oh, wow. And I kind of, fictitiously said, oh yeah, well, wow, Uli's on it quicker than I am. But anyway, I thought I would give you a call. So it's like, I'm the one sending it, but it's like, there's many boxes going around. So that's been really helpful also because you said in the manuals, who reaches the owner these days? The owner's always busy, So, anyway, that's really well.
It should be too important to just reach out to like that. Man, and that little stupid technique I learned years ago working with Les Brown and Zig Ziglar when I was begging for jobs as a speaker. It was just me, but I would reach out to people and I wanted them to think I had a bunch of people working with me. So it would always come from somebody else but me. And it was like, well, Brian's really important right now, and he's doing this and that. But what's a good time? And I'll see if it fits into his schedule, and then he'll call you back. And it's like, and I'm the only one there. But it just made it seem like it was a lot more. Even like way back when we got our first trailer, and we wrapped our first trailer, I put on there number 7, and my wife was like, "What the hell are you doing, number 7?" I said, she goes, "You got 7 trailers?" I said, "They don't know that." If they see this, they say, "Oh, there must be dude's got at least 7 trailers."
Make it till you make it, Brian.
Yeah, man. She was like, "I don't like that. That's misleading." And I'm like, "Well, do you want to eat?" But yeah, all of that stuff. And to go through, I mean, like, so everything that we just went over, that doesn't have anything to do with the trade. And in my manual, the next couple of things is the hardwood installation, and then so all of that, like, unless you're subbing all your work, and real quick is Yuli's not here, but tell him how proud I am because with him doing those videos like that, whenever and as he's doing them, when he hires people, they won't even second guess it. They're like, oh, this is what we do.
Right.
It'll never be like out of the blue. It's like, oh shit, Yuli's not here. I got to do the video. It'll never be a question. It's part of the job. It's just part of the process. And to me, it's one of the most important. So however whatever trade it is that you do, the more detailed you can be with how you do it, the better off you're going to be. Like Caesar just said, with the guys pulling down the plastic and realizing it's the wrong stain. It's like, oh man, the more, because again, the manuals doesn't mean you're going to have no problems. It just means you're going to have less problems, and the problems aren't going to be bankrupting you type problems. Because even though it's in the manual, they'll skip and miss it, and you'll be going, dude, it's right here. What the F? It's right here. So the more you can go over it in the employee handbook, all of that stuff when you're teaching and training. But again, I'm going to skip through like how we do some stuff, but mid-project homeowner check-in. Again, that doesn't matter what trade you're in. I'm always having the guys check in with the homeowner and going over everything, making sure that they're not confused, making sure that they understand where we're at in the process and what's going to happen next. And it's right here, number 3, mid-project homeowner check-in. Answer any questions, concerns they may have about the installation or whatever it is that you're doing. And then the final inspection and the cleanup, is that the final walkthrough should never be when you're trying to get the check and the final payment. It should be every day, like that video at the end of the day. The next morning when they show up to let you in, you're just always going over everything, always, showing them stuff, doing that, leaving the job super clean. But then we do have the final walkthrough inspection. Project manager walks the entire job site. And again, if there is any problems you need to bring up, hopefully you fix those so you don't have to bring them up. If it's something that can't be fixed, hopefully you already talked about it and explained why it can't be fixed or why this is the best it can be. To be the last thing, just because that shit surprises homeowners. It surprises you as a homeowner. It surprises me. If you're getting your car worked on, it's like, wait, dude, why didn't you tell me any of that stuff? So it's just really treating them the way you want to be treated. Then just going through everything, explaining it, asking if they got any questions. They don't. It's really educating them on how to take care of whatever it is that you just did. Installation of a new HVAC, the roof, painting, the floor, cleaning the floor, the maintenance. And then next week we'll do the post-job follow-up. What you guys like as you're going through, you guys are, man, really need you to start going through everything and making your own changes and sharing it with us. But number 1 in the contents is the mission and values, the brief history of the company, the key contact, which is really good. For some reason, I wanted to bring that up. Somebody said something. Damn it. Man, one of the contractors I was talking to. Oh, yeah. Andy, he had maybe he doesn't want me to tell you, but one of his guys crashed the van. And so he's like, man, I got to put that in the manual. And you kind of do. That's the key contact information. So your insurance company and who to call if you had a car accident should be part of that key contact information. But the mission and values, that stuff way back when, especially when I was younger in my mid to late 20s, that all seemed like freaking butterfly meditation BS. And it isn't. I mean, it's important because once you know what kind of company you want to have and how you want people to think about you when they hear your name, uh, that will determine how you answer a lot of questions. It determines how you do a lot of things that you do. And later, I mean, and none of this is written in stone. I mean, you can change the mission, you can change the values, all of that stuff. But it's stuff that you really need to look at, especially when you start hiring even one person. And I tell you guys, as soon as you say you're in business for yourself, you're starting your own company, you are your first employee. And all of this stuff you need to do with yourself. So when you hire your first employee, you've already done it. You've done it with yourself. You hold yourself to uh, that higher self. I mean, all of that. Um, what everything that we went through, these last three things. How are you guys feeling about the manuals? Are you seeing the value? That's why I wanted to put up the whole franchise thing, and I'm really happy to see what Misty and Yuli are doing.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely see the value in it. Definitely.
Go ahead.
No. I definitely see the value. Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that Uli and I have started to, we copied the, what was it? Which manual was it? The office manual, and started kind of putting in our own kind of, numbers and, name, and kind of, did a little bit of, rearranging of the stuff of kind of what it fits to our specific, business. So, and as I kind of am going through, I'll be like, oh, well, that's not in there. So I'm trying to have it like kind of beside me as I'm like working through the day to kind of take notes on and add into, because like now, I don't know if it's in there, but if every email contact that comes in should be that autoresponder email of like, hey, this is Uli, I'm going to have somebody from my office call you, just a kind of a procedure, what happens, or even a missed phone call. I put that into the automated text from our tracking number. So the missed calls go out, and that text kind of, says, I'll have someone from my office give you a call, is automatic prompted. So I kind of, and fill in things like that work specifically catered to grades hardwoods.
Yeah, that's beautiful. What were you going to say, Doug?
Oh no, I wasn't gonna say anything. I mean, I'm almost done with the employee handbook, making that my own.
Yeah. Man, and no one does it. Like, and honestly, I kind of pick on Ryan a lot, but Ryan has grown his company almost as big as he can without these manuals, because his next
Brian's
step,
the man.
well, yeah, and then because his next step is to really hire a lot of people to do to do the things. And it's hard to get them to do it without the manuals, without the systems, without the follow-ups. And I love all of, like, for me, the owner's manual, you hear me say all the time, that's the best life insurance policy you can leave anyone in your family, period. Then the office managers is my second favorite, because it's so damn important answering the leads. But then the sales rep, I mean, shit, you got, that one is not as important, because if Misty's doing everything that she's supposed to do, when Yuli shows up, the job's already sold. He just makes it, he just, solidifies it and does the videos and stuff. And then the employee handbook is what you need even for yourself. But I tell you, like, when that daily activity sheet, meaning I'm tracking every penny, and that last video of the day, those are the two most important parts of my system that your ass will be fired if they're not done. As the project manager, as anybody, is like some of those movies you see, the guy walks up and kills the dude and says, all right, now you're in charge. Are you going to do it the right way? It's like, oh yeah, I'll do it. Because that last video shows me everything. It keeps the homeowner informed. And that daily activity sheet takes like freaking 10 minutes to fill out. And I know where we're at with every penny of the project. And again, I mean, you got to have a pretty compelling argument to explain to me why you shouldn't do those two things. especially for the project manager. It's like it just gives you a reason not to clean up. It's like, dude, you guys get this cleaned up. I'm gonna go do the paperwork. I'll be back in to do the video. There's just no reason.
Yeah, we've been using those daily activity sheets, and so like if they're once the job is kind of like booked and ready, Uli will kind of map out how long it will take, and I'll print out that many sheets, and I'll just put it in one of those like plasticky folders or whatever. So he's got all 10 days in there with the intake form and their consultation form, and it helps him to keep organized without like flying around different papers and stuff. So at the end of the job, we've got a whole record of what it is, and we just kind of label it and stick it away in the file. That's kind of what we've been doing right now.
Yeah, and our guys are like taking a picture, sending it to the office, and now that we're kind of moving into maybe moving into Home Pro, whatever the heck it is. But I still want that project manager physically writing it down, because it just mentally lets him know where we're at with the numbers. And the better we do on the project, the better he does on the project.
What is your House Call Pro bill a month, Brian?
I have to ask her and then text you.
Yeah, because I'm about to let them go again.
House Call Pro or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I just ain't at the level. I ain't at the level to be playing with that shit right now.
Look, man, because look, this is the first time you have ever heard me in freaking 40 years even consider using a CRM. I'm an old paper and file dude. I like to see it handwritten. And now with my digital footprint it's like our system has been working for a long time. Again, they're just trying to grow really big, really quick. So they're trying this to see if it's going to help them. But for me, taking those pictures and everything gets uploaded to Google Docs and Microsoft Word, and I can go into Microsoft Word and click on Ryan's file and see everything. Every video that was done throughout the job site, the paperwork, the project, the end of the day activity sheets, all of it's right there. I'm like, the hell I need a CRM for it and pay $200. But my daughter thinks it's going to help her keep track of everything a little bit better. So maybe, but Google Docs and Microsoft Word was working. And look, to me, a dude who grew up with a friggin' typewriter, and you had to put a carbon copy something in the friggin' typewriter and type it out. And then, and if it was fancy, you had 3 carbon copies. So you kept a file went to your bookkeeper, and then one went to the homeowner type of deal. Microsoft Word and Google Docs seems like the best CRM on the planet. and with the videos and the YouTube links. So unless you're making a certain amount of money profit each month, I don't suggest anybody invest in them. I've argued about it forever. And guys are telling me, well, you can't get there. I'm like, dude, I got there. So fuck off. You bought into someone else's bullshit. And it's a little bit more work doing it like that. But at the same time, I'm telling you, it just, for the business owner, for the project manager, for the office manager, when you're going through it, man, it just keeps the numbers and what's going on with the project in the forefront of your mind. It's just not going into some CRM in the cloud that you really don't pay attention to. Like when you're just typing into something and it doesn't mean anything. It's like when you go to Vegas, they want everything on that freaking little card, and you put it in. It just, because it doesn't seem like money anymore. As soon as you start handing over $100 bills, you reconsider that freaking bet, because it just means something. And that's why I like the old school way of keeping track of stuff. It just really makes you pay attention to what's going on, and it makes it more real. Anything else, like all up through what we've been going through? Hey, Ryan, where you at?
I'm still working on getting some of this stuff printed up, to be honest with you.
No, that's good. Yeah.
But we're going through. I've gone through a lot of the manuals digitally and looking through stuff and getting stuff figured out. So Crystal's actually got a date with Staples tomorrow to get them printed up, and so we can start doing it.
And that's
but
what
I have
I think
as well.
And then keep them with you. Like that's like when Caesar mentioned he was in Charlotte and didn't bring the manuals with him for a few seconds. I had forgotten. I was like, well, shit, dude, I emailed them to you. Just pull them up on your email. You should have them right there.
Right. That's actually been better for me. So I loaded it up to Word.
Yeah.
And I could change it right there.
Yep.
Instead of, So.
I think I have one of them already finished, but I'm trying to make a fill in the blank template to help guys change stuff. So they'll get my example. It'll be like section 2, what this section is. It says section 2, what this section is for and why you need it. And then it'll be my example. And then it'll be fill in the blank, like your name of your company, what you want to change. And then there's a list of questions that I have you read that'll hopefully trigger some different thoughts in your mind. And I think those will help. Because it's really, I mean, the manuals and the procedures and being like, so when you hire someone and you never have to give them the owner's manual is for you and your wife and, the owner. But when you hire a sales rep and you give them this and you're able to go through it with them, it's like, oh shit, man, this dude's got it figured out. And again, it helps when you're trying to recruit good talent. If you don't have anything, it's like, why do I want to come to work for you? And it's like, man, I got it all right here in my head. We're gonna do this. We're gonna make this business happen. But you sit there and you're interviewing someone, and you go through the manuals with them, and this is how we do this. It just makes you look that much more legitimate because you're tracking everything, and the only way to grow is to track it all. I don't care if you're lifting weights, trying to get in shape. I don't care if you're dieting, trying to lose weight. You track it. You get on a scale every morning. Throughout the day, you write down what you ate, at what time, how much water you drank. You track everything. And that's the only way you know. At the end of the week, you go, okay, I shouldn't have did this. I got to do more of that. Boom. You do it again for a week. And at the end of the week, you go, okay, just rinse and repeat. And that's in every area of life.
That was a big reason on my CRM because it helped me track that. And we track since the mastermind class that we did, I track everything to the penny, and it's easily pulled up.
Yeah. Anything before we get out of here?
Hey Brian, would you mind if I share the? Because I mentioned last time we were on the call, if you guys would subscribe to our YouTube channel so we can reach 50 to get some subscribers. Do you mind if I share the link on here?
Yeah, can you? I sent it to everybody. Hey, losers.
Oh, you did? Oh, okay. I can send it right here because I think I just put it up there right now.
Let's see.
Did you open the chat?
Oh, the chat. Let's see. Oh, yeah, private chat.
Yep, I see a message here.
You guys see it?
Yep, I see Greater Hardwood Floors. Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, because you need a certain amount of subscribers before YouTube lets you do something, right? Because I tried to do something the other day.
You have to have 50 subscribers before you can actually make YouTube live videos.
Yeah. That's what it was.
You can do the short. You can do the short videos. Like live.
What is it called? The reels or whatever.
Short.
Shorts. That's what it is. Yeah. YouTube Shorts, but and those are okay, but it's not enough information. Kind of sometimes when he's out there, some of the videos are a minute and a half, and so shorts I think are under. They're even under a minute. I think it's like 45 seconds, like 15 seconds, 20 seconds, something. I don't know.
15. I think like 15.
Yeah, very short. So
very short.
They kind of limit it.
That's a great idea. We should all do that. Put our links up.
Definitely. Yeah.
Sign up.
Yeah.
Are all of you guys in the group text?
I think so.
I don't know. Missy, are you in it?
I don't know. Uli might be. I actually got this one from the email. I'm not in the group text thing, I don't think.
Yeah, I got your number. I have to see if I can add you. Doggone it. But everybody's in the messenger chat, right?
Yes. I mean, I am.
Yeah, so everybody go into the messenger chat and leave a link to your YouTube.
All right.
And then
Do you guys all have Facebook pages for your business as well?
Yes,
I
man.
do.
That might be a good thing to cross follow as well. That always helps.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, because Facebook is the same way. I think you have to have 100 followers or something before you can do the Facebook Lives.
I don't know. Well, shit, I might have 100 followers, but they let me do it. YouTube,
Yeah.
because I remember you saying it, and I'm like, I tried to do a YouTube live the other day, and they were, I'm like, why isn't this working?
Yeah.
And then I saw, yeah, you need 50 subscribers. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh,
And it's messed up, man. I was Only With Floors YouTube channel was around before Google bought them. I think YouTube started a month later. I was on there trying to doing videos.
you grandfathered in.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I was like, I thought I was going to make money. I was going to do these home makeover shows. And I was like, damn, like a month later, I was like, this is a lot of effing work. You didn't have the cell phone shit that you got now. You had to do the video, the freaking handheld and upload and all that other crap, man. Now it's a little bit easier, but it was a lot of freaking work. But it translated into the website and all the other stuff and paid off, big time. Yeah, I don't know. It's like that's what's so frustrating about the contractors is I'm like, dude, I'm making this stuff up. I've lived it for 40 years. I'm not giving you bad advice. The only advice I ever give is the advice, I only give advice of stuff that I've done. That's why I'm trying all this new AI stuff. I'm not going to tell someone to use AI if I haven't done it and had it succeed for me. I have mentioned the Google guarantee, and we don't use it, but I've never said it's going to work for you. I've just always said, I know a couple of guys, and here's the good and here's the bad. I like it and I don't like it. Google guarantee is the first thing you see, no matter what service you look for. But like Doug is telling me that he's getting leads for tile and he doesn't do tile. So that's effed up. I don't like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we just actually subscribed to do Google Guarantee, and I'm in the last phase of it. So I just need to connect for the certificate of insurance to submit to Google Guarantee, and then we're like, I guess, ready to go. So they get you the little, what is it, the little yellow label,
Great.
Google Guarantee, and you show up there. But then, I don't know, I was reading. So anyway, we haven't tested it yet, so I don't know kind of what's going to come from it. But yeah.
Again, I don't like it because of the stuff that I've heard, like from Doug. Like, if you're a hardwood floor guy and you get leads for tile, that does you no good. And if that's a $50 or a $75 lead, and they're not reimbursing you, that sucks. And then the second thing I don't like is it's a phone call or a text. It doesn't send them to your website. And these websites are built to generate leads. They build that relationship instantly. It's like it's just, I mean, it freaking works.
Right. And the other thing I just read today about the Google Guarantee was that, because I searched on it just in like the local area here, and there are like lots of businesses Google Guarantee, but you don't necessarily see them all because they're behind the more button or whatever.
Yeah.
So according to the popularity ranking, those are the ones that show up at the top. Popularity ranking means the higher the lead, obviously, the more money that you pay, and the quicker you have to your review respond time. And there was a little bit of like different other criteria there as well for you to show up, because I was like, well, okay, I mean, if we do that, but what if we're like 8th on the thing and we don't even get seen because we're after the more button?
Yeah. With that part, I don't think I think they have to click it and call you or click it and text you in order for you to get charged. So at least you're not getting charged.
And they did say that they would reimburse if it was something that was not for your trade. I remember reading that as their kind of guarantee. So the flooring for tile, they should actually reimburse for that call. That's what
they were good. Like the first call, I've been using them since January.
Okay.
And they've been good the last 3 months. But this last month, like out of the 10 leads, 9 of them were shit. And there's no recourse. Like you can't, like you could rate the lead, if you're dissatisfied or satisfied, but there's no like, all right, I'm dissatisfied. What do you do?
Yeah.
And then I read somewhere like some dude was on Reddit and he was like, "Yeah, I tell my clients like I do SEO for people, blah blah blah." He was like, "I tell my clients don't mess with Google. Like, don't put this out. If they send you a bad lead, it is what it is. Just chalk it up to the cost of doing business." So now I've been dissatisfied on I don't know 9 or 10 leads. So who knows? Google might just start feeding me shit leads. I
Man.
mean,
And
Well, that's not good to hear.
no,
You
it's like
started. When did you said you started in January?
yeah, I started in January,
Huh.
and it was decent. It was like I would get decent leads, like, but the last 10 leads, a couple people. One was a guy from Walmart looking for the tile in Walmart. He said the tile was coming up. I'm like, yeah, we don't do anything tile.
Hmm.
Another one, I had 2 messages where they can message you, but you have no customer information. I mean, it was just a first name, no information, no nothing. And you reply and then you get nothing, but you still get charged for that lead. So I had 2 of those. And
Do
it
you
was just
know? Does the Google guarantee take you out of the regular organic search bunch?
no.
It doesn't.
Uh,
That's
it
why
may
it's good
even,
because you'll get seen more than once in the
yeah,
top on the first page.
Right.
it
Like if
may
you were
even
running
help.
ads, you might get seen 3 times on the first page.
Yeah.
Right.
But
Or if you're in the map pack kind of there, it's not going to take you out of that, but you'll just get up in
no,
the map pack there.
you'll just have another. You'll be up
Right.
there again.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, because sometimes depending on the day or the time or whatever, our ads will be the first Google ad, and then when you get down to Google Maps, in Google Maps they show 3, but sometimes 4. The
Right.
first one will be an ad, so sometimes it'll be my ad in Google Maps, my ad, and then I'm the first one in the map pack.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'm still thinking about the whole Google, only because like they dominate. It's like I don't know. We're trying everything else, but people still use Google, and the Google guarantee is the first thing that people see.
Yeah.
But also, it's like I told Ryan, it's like you can't track it week to week or month to month. You do the whole year, and you say, "Man, I spent $60,000 in Google ads, or whatever the hell he spent last year," and then you look at how much money you made throughout the year because of it, and then you go, "Oh shit, that was way worth it."
It was worth it. Yeah.
From week to week, you go, "God dang, what's going on?"
Right.
Like right now, we got slow. We were spending 125 a day on Google ads, but things have gotten slow. I don't know if it's the tariffs, if people owe money for taxes, who knows what. But we had to up it to 200 a day, and we may up it to 250 because the phone has to ring.
Right.
And those months we make less profit, and then as we get busy, we dial it back down. We drop it down to 2, back down to 2, back down to 150, back down to 125.
Do you ever pause it, or you just change the?
I
the
never
date?
pause it. I will never pause it. I will never pause it. It's been running live for 20 years. It will never be paused.
Okay.
I'm getting Google mad at
No,
me.
the only reason that's a good point. The only reason why I asked that is because when I was trying to set it up with the lady, I was like, "Oh, well, wait a minute. I don't have all my, paperwork in yet." And she's telling me to set my budget. And I'm like, "Well, I don't want to get charged because you're," and she's like, no. You can push the pause button. We'll just get you all set up, push pause when you're ready. And you can pause it at any time.
And I think that's Google guarantee though, correct?
That's Google guarantee. Yeah.
Yeah. So on that, I don't know. It may not matter.
Oh, right. Oh, you're talking about Google ads.
Yeah. The PPC, they call it, pay per click. Yeah. I've never really dropped it down. For contractors, I've dropped it down to like $5 a day, $10 a day, if they're busy or if for whatever reason. But I beg them not to pause it, because the longer your ads are running, it just everything. You get a lower click through rate. I mean, you get a higher click through rate. You get a lower cost per click. It's just never good to pause the click per ads.
Hey, Douglas, have you done the Google ads?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, Brian did it for me.
Okay. Did you switch over from Google Ads to Google Guarantee?
Yeah, I haven't ran Google Ads in a while.
Okay.
Doug, I got rid of my
against Brian's
it's crazy, man. It's like,
Doug, I got rid of my Google Guarantee as well. I got trapped. Yeah. It
You got what?
when it first came out. This was last year, but I got rid of it as well.
And what was your reason for getting rid of it?
Same thing Doug said. I would get trash. I mean, I'd get floor stuff, and we don't do floors. I mean, I got everything under the gamut, and I'm like, we're a commercial painting company. I mean, we don't do flooring. We don't do framing. I don't clean floors.
Right.
And it's craziness. And I just canceled it and never looked back. I was
How long was that after?
I did it probably before Doug. I mean, it was brand new.
At least 2 years ago, I think.
When it first came out, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Or when it first came to his, because I've watched it for the last 5 years. In my marketing groups, we try to stay ahead of everything.
Yeah.
And we were all talking about Google Guarantee and like what it was and what they're doing and who they're competing with. And I'm like, man, and it scared me then because I'm like, shit, I don't want Google Guarantee in my work. I don't want them to get mad at me and blackball me from the website. Because like years ago when I'm doing all these website shits, for whatever reason, something was on one of our websites and they just blackballed us. You couldn't even find the website on Google. You could find it on Bing and Yahoo and everything else, but you couldn't find it on Google. And I was like, and I don't know what happened. And I was like, my God. So
don't piss Google off.
Yeah, man. And there's nobody you can talk to. And I think those Indian people are working with each other across the board. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's why I was upset that I didn't read the Reddit post until after I had already complained. I'm like, oh shit.
It's like when I need to dispute something with Google, I try to get somebody from India to dispute it for me. I'm like, hey man, look at the dude sitting next to you and see if y'all can work this out.
Brian, you gotta edit that out, man.
But I think they're going to get better. It's because it's still in the big scheme of things, it's still new, and they've changed Google Maps. They've changed it, Google Business Profile. I mean, it's been, the name has changed probably 10 times since they started, and so they'll figure out the Google Guarantee thing because it's a money maker for them, and they're able to make clients happy. It may also be when the economy slows down, and you give them a budget. They
just try to make that budget.
Yeah, they're going to try to use that budget up. So that could be part of it. Who knows? That's why I said that's why I track everything. And you go, shit, man. It's like you figure out how much money you're spending, but then you go, man, I just spent $5,000 in the last 2 months. But then you look and you go, well, shit, we got 75,000 worth of work. So yeah, it's worth it. But everything has to be tracked.
So if they don't allow, Doug, how are you tracking it?
They have a whole platform for you, like to track everything on Google LS. It's pretty cool what they have for you. But I just jumped the gun, I guess, because I got the whole summer booked up, and I'm like, well, fuck Google. But I should never
say that. Don't say that out loud.
That I do have to edit out.
Prank caller. Yeah. But I mean, I shouldn't have did it. Like that's why I shouldn't be in charge of that shit. That's what it is.
It's like, man, that's why I had to get away from everything. It's like my temper is like that. It's like sickening. Hey, Caesar, are you still there?
Looks like
I think Caesar checked out. Caesar's in Charlotte, man. I was gonna go to Charlotte, but then I'm like, you know what? You didn't earn Charlotte. You ain't been working the last couple weeks. You ain't going to Charlotte.
Well, so being from the seminar world, in the business world back in the 90s, everything. There was a lot of seminars. But here's what I tell guys is one, go to as many of them as you can. I mean, the networking, it motivates you. You come back fired up. You want to do something different, but go there with a plan, Mr. Track It All. But you're looking through all the classes that they have, which classes can benefit you the most. Look at those schedules, attend those, look at the booths, which ones can you really get something out of? Maybe you're just going because you're bored and you want to get away from home. That's okay too, but be honest with yourself. Are you going to look for new material? Are you going to look for new products? Doug doesn't need any more new equipment, so that better not be it.
I'm about to have a spring sale.
Yeah, the classes and stuff. But I always said was show up with a plan. I would have my schedule all made out, what I was going to be doing, and different sales rep want to take you to lunch or dinner, and which ones do you want to spend time with? Again, time is everything. You only have so much of it. That's why I asked Caesar and a couple of other guys to take any pictures of any kind of business booths or marketing booths, CRM booths that are there trying to promote their company. I wouldn't mind going, buying a booth and getting in touch with some of these guys.
All right.
If I'm going to start, continue to help contractors, there's a shitload of business seminars, and business people are like network marketers. If you know what MLM network marketing is, those are the people who spend the freaking money. My God,
multi-level.
Man, they spend the money, man. Oof. You talking about good, better, best? They all went with the best.
Wow.
Money was no option, man. They would fill that credit card up, and my wife hated it. Like, these people get so motivated and blah blah blah, and none of these dreams are going to come true. And I'm like, you can't be squashing their dreams. You don't know which dreams are going to come true. Let me get a sip of water and tell you about the Masters yesterday. So if you guys watch golf, yesterday was the Masters, and Rory won for the first time. So it was hard for him to win because it's all mental. I mean, the hardest golf course you'll play is the 6 inches between your ears, and so there's four championships throughout the year, and he has won 3 of them. And there's only a handful of golfers who have won all 4 throughout their career. Tiger Woods was the last guy. So that just adds more pressure. So he's been at the Masters like 14 different times trying to win. And it's just too much pressure. It's like, man, if I win the Masters is hard to win because it's the championship that every golfer wants to win. It's the Mecca. And if you win, not only do you get the green jacket and the trophy, but you get to go back and play and eat dinner for free every year until you decide you don't want to do it anymore. And so just that alone puts too much pressure on you. But as a business owner, we go through the same pressure every day. It's like you guys are trying to do your own company because you are the risk takers, because you do want more out of life, and it ain't easy. Anybody who tells you it's easy is full of shit. They either don't know or they're lying to you, and both are bad. It is not easy, and it shouldn't be easy. If it was easy, everybody would do it, and the risk wouldn't be worth the reward. It's that type of thing. So he goes into the last round 4 strokes ahead, and so I'm like, well, he's got this locked up. And I'm with a bunch of other buddies texting, and they're like, do you think so? And I'm like, hell no, it's too much pressure. The old saying is always that the Masters doesn't start until the back 9 on Sunday. And man, that was the truth yesterday. He starts out his first hole, he freaking double bogeys. And they're like, oh, and then the second one he bogeys. So he went from ahead by 2 to being below, and he was in second place by 1. And my buddies were like, oh man, that's it. He's lost it. And I was like, man, I don't think so. I said, if he just sticks to his game plan, he'll win. stick it, because he went in with a game plan. I said, stick to your game plan. Because the 2 drives off the tee, man, he only missed it by like a foot. And I'm like, dude, don't try to change anything. Man, that was just bad luck. That is not going to keep happening. So when you guys are in business, man, you got these manuals. You know what you're supposed to do every day. Some days it's going to seem like it's not working. I'm telling you, stick to the plan. Stick to the plan. You're missing it by this much, and it ain't going to. The bad luck is not going to keep happening. You're going to win more times than you're going to lose if you stick to the plan. And he did. And so the next couple of holes, he did what he was supposed to do. And then he really gets back, and now he's up by like 4. And it's like the hole number 13 or some shit like that. And it's a par 5. And he birdies it every time, usually eagles it. He's on the green in 2 when he's supposed to be on the green in 3. And he walked away from his fucking plan. His plan was not to look at the leaderboard. He didn't care what the other guys were doing. He was going to try to play the best game he could play. He should have stuck to that. But he walks up and he goes, no, I'm just going to lay up. I'm not going to try to get there in 2 and take the risk of going in the water. So he hits his second shot, was perfect, a perfect layup. So now he's got like a real short iron to the green. Maybe he can make birdie. And he knocks it in the water. And I'm like, my God, should have stuck to the plan. Because if he had went for it in 2 and landed in the water, he would have dropped 3. He would have been hitting 4. He could have still made par. Now he's dropping 4, hoping to get close enough to make what, and he ends up making a double. He makes a double. Friggin' the other guy minuses 1. So now he's only ahead by 1. He bogeys the next one because now he's all mental messed up. He just went back and forth, but he didn't give up, man. He just hit some shots that normally you can't hit. He wanted it that bad. And that's how business is going to be. There's going to be days that you want to give it all up and commit suicide. I've been there. I get it. It's like that movie with Tom Hanks where he's on the island, Castaway or whatever it's called. It's like he couldn't even hang himself. He's like, man, he goes, he just had to stay alive. And then, because tomorrow the sun's going to rise. There's going to be days that you want to give it all up. You just got to stick to the plan. Keep doing what you know is going to work. Keep making the videos. Keep posting on Google. Keep answering the phone and following the script. Keep doing everything that you know you're supposed to do. And even though the economy changes, you get some bad clients, you get some bad employees. It's like you got to train them better, train the employees better, train the homeowners better with the videos, the way you answer the phone. Just hang in there because tomorrow the sun's going to rise and no telling what the tide's going to bring in. But as long as you're doing what you're supposed to do and you're giving it everything you've got every day, there's no way you will not succeed. There's no way you won't succeed. The only way you won't succeed is when you give it up. And Roy didn't give it up. He could have easily said, I screwed up. I should have stuck to the plan and just said, maybe next time. This 14 times he tried to win that damn thing. And most of the time during the tournament, he mentally gave up. And yesterday he didn't. He just stuck to it. He said, no. And when he made that mistake, he knew. He switched from the plan. He's like, no, let me get back to what. And he went back into playing the best golf that he can play, no matter what else someone else is doing. Play your best game. And you know everything it takes to succeed in business. It's up to you to do it. And it ain't always going to work out. It ain't supposed to always work out. You got to separate who really wants it and who doesn't want it. And when you're at the top of your game and you get there because everybody else gave up, that's when you get to sit back and go, shit, man, because I ask myself all the time, when I look back, I say, man, if I could go back in time and tell myself how hard it was going to be, I don't think I would because I would talk myself out of it. I'd be going, shit, man, I don't know. Trust me, dude, it's going to be worth it. You just got to get through all this other shit. It's like, man, I don't know. I'm like, dude, it'll be worth it because when you're in it, it's like some days you ask yourself, is it worth it? And the answer usually is no. But I'm telling you, stick with it. It's going to be worth it. And what else are you going to do? Go work for somebody clocked
No.
in? We're all cut from the same cloth. We can't work for somebody else. So you got to stick it out. A buddy of mine told me that years ago. He said, what the fuck are you going to do? Go work for somebody? You can barely work for yourself. You can't work for somebody else. So that's my little spill tonight. So next week, keep going through these manuals, man. Share with me what you're doing, especially with you, Ryan. Like, because these guys are in the flooring, but the painting, I mean, like that whole, what we just went through, it really doesn't matter what your trade is. It's the way you, the way you call up, the way you show up, and what you do throughout the day. But then you really want to, whatever your trade is, you really want to have it written down so that the guys don't mess it up. And they're going to mess it up.
Well, we are starting to do flooring now, by the way.
Yeah. Look at you. And modeling bathrooms and kitchens.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Share those links and we can all subscribe to each other.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
I'll see you next week with a full voice and more energy.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys.
Thanks.
Take it easy.